Thanks for coming over. This is Amadeus. Today's Dungeon Hunter Champion video is about the light fairy Dazz. But first, I have a request from a viewer. Steve Martin shouted at me on the YouTubes yesterday and he said, "Hey brother, can you show me the gear for your Alia for your farm team? It's so fast." So here's my gear for Alia. She's on a Mortal Keen set. Nothing crazy. As a matter of fact, I haven't improved her as much as I probably should have recently. But, you know, we'll jump in, we'll show off her gear, and I'll just point it out. Like, it's really just going to be attack crit rate heavy. Boom, boom. And you can see, you know, there we got some attack speed in there. But, there you go. Oh, man, you know what? I really should reappraise that one. That's a horrible rune for her. Look at that. That one's not much better. I think those were just like my best at the time. Although, you know what? Those two combined make her a little bit more survivable, perhaps. I don't know. She seems pretty good for me. Now, yesterday I ran... Man, I can't even remember what I was running. I was running 7.5 probably. So I was running 7.5 and I've switched on. But one thing I'll say is, like, if you are leveling a unit up from 5-star to 6-star, you know you're going to use that unit, right? So just gear it, right? That's the reason those runs are so fast. For me, when you're looking at it and you're like, how do you do 7.5 in 10 seconds? Well, it's because I have another unit in there that I'm going from that I'm grinding from 5-star to 6-star, and they're fully geared. And like yesterday, the gear that you're going to see on Light Fairy is going to be the same as it was when I was farming her. So that's actually what made it faster, combined with the fact that every time I farm, I try and have a unit like the nature, like the nature Boon Sister. So there's a couple champions in the game. The nature Boon Sister is one of them. Nope. So the nature Boon Sister is one of them. She just lowers defense, right? And she does it every 4th attack on her auto attack. So that's great. So whenever the Scorpion gets its defense lowered, it becomes like a paper tiger. You just slice right through it. It's not a problem at all. And there's a couple of champions that do that. I like to do it with the Valkyries. Boon Sister, obviously, because that's what I'm doing right now. Hoshi, the nature magical girl. All these 3-star champions that you get all the time. Even the nature Crowhag is another great unit. But they lower defense, and then it just makes it easier for Alia to knock them off. So you can shave a couple seconds off of that. But if you combine that with a champion that's, say, 5-star fully geared, and you're grinding it from, I don't know, level 1 at 5 stars all the way through level 60 at 6 stars, your times are so insanely fast. Like, it literally would be like every 10 seconds you're just refreshing, right? And you can grind up those units just so fast. And that's really the secret to, like, how I get those units out fast, because I grind the fodder, but I'm also always trying to 6-star something, except for right here, because I'm actually working on, and I know this is going to make so many of you happy, but I'm actually 6-starring this dude next. And I'm working on the fodder to be able to skill him up while I'm 6-starring him. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But I'll show you right now. This is probably like, I don't know, this has been like a 20-second team. This is a horrible team right now because I'm not trying to put anybody that's geared up. So that lower defense definitely helps when she lands it. Maybe. Here you go. This whole video is just not paid. She's just not going to land it. That's fine. It doesn't even matter to me. That's fine. The slowest time all day. It's ridiculous. But that's okay, because we'll see the fast time over here on the right when it pops up. Where is it? Come on. What's the fastest team time? I do like leveling those guys up, so come on. 14 seconds. So there you go. 14 seconds on 7.5. And really, it's all because we were leveling up the Light Fairy. Now, Steve Martin, I hope that helps out. I hope you got all the notes you needed. If you didn't, go ahead and hit me in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to talk about anything else that goes along with that, because I know this is going to be a huge weekend for building stuff. But let's look at this monstrosity that we just created. So this is Dazz. She's the Light Fairy. And her skills are going to seem very familiar if you love Wink. So Sparkle Spray hurls magic at an enemy, dealing ranged damage every 5 seconds. This skill becomes empowered, dealing increased damage and damaging enemies near the target. Basic attack lowers the cooldown, each basic attack lowers the cooldown of this effect by 0.25 seconds. So she's got a skill cooldown reduction built in for herself. just like Wink. So awesome. And bonus damage based on attack speed. So we all know attack speed is going to be critical for these fairies. Pixie Dust creates an explosion of magic dust, damages and disorients nearby enemies. It does damage. It's great. Everything is just damage. Poof teleports to target location, leaving a magical marker behind. On arrival, damages and blinds nearby enemies can be cast within a short period of time to teleport back to the marker, causing the same effect as when she arrived. And then her last skill, her ultimate, is called Magic Nova. Radiates magic orbs outwards, damaging enemies and ignoring 20% of their defense. I want to stop right there for a second, because that's what makes her different than Dark Fairy. Dark Fairy is fantastic, but Dark Fairy ignores shields. If shields aren't up, as they really fairly rarely tend to be in Steel Widows, because you put up that buff block, man, Wink and Zap are really better units as far as damage goes, because you're ignoring that defense, which innately deals more damage. The orbs return after a moment, dealing damage again. Can be recast within a short period of time to cause the orbs to return early. Now, I will tell you, this is my... As you can see, she's got a lot of skill ups. Not anywhere where we need to be yet. But I'll tell you, I'm really disappointed in the gear. So don't be too judgy. It's all broken, right? Because I don't have a complete set right now that I'm real satisfied with. When rune removal comes around, or if I just can't handle it anymore, I might strip a couple units off and rebuild her right, because I want her to be faster. I don't really care what set she's on, but I would love, for instance, let's look at Zip. So I would like her to be built exactly like Zip, right? You know, over what is that? Over 4 speed, close to 100% crit rate, 200 crit damage. That's really kind of where I'd like for her to be. And she's just, obviously she's not there yet. She's still on some of our leftover gear. And she's got good crit rate, crit damage. Her attack is fairly okay, but that speed is just not where you want it to be on a fairy. So I definitely want to get that up. So she's got room for improvement. But that said, oh man, she's such a powerhouse. So let's what do we want to do? Let's slide over into Elder Drake. I'll show her off in Elder Drake. So Steel Widow 11, We're going to replace the Dark Fairy with the Light Fairy, and we're going to, you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. So I was thinking that I use Rota all the time, but I very rarely use Sigrun. And Sigrun is the light version of Rota in a lot of regards, right? And doesn't necessarily have the skill cooldown reduction that Rota does. But is that true? Actually, I haven't run Sigrun in so long. It's a crying shame too. Sigrun's a phenomenal champion. No, okay, so she just does more damage because she has that AoE. So I was thinking, like, I could do a Sigrun team. She's not geared, I know. I could do a Sigrun team, a light AA team, utilize the light Snake Lady or Lemon Drop, and then the light Fairy and Nature, and still basically have the exact same team. Might do a little bit more damage. I don't know. I'm very, very tempted to test that team out once I get some more gear. Oh man, the grind is real. It's all about that gear, and having the right units, of course. So, but here she is. I mean, she's looking good. She really speeds through these waves. Just so fast. And that ignore defense is great. Now, when they're fully skilled, it's gonna be next level. It's gonna be even better. But just watching her crush these folks, man, I cannot believe how just insane the fairies are. And rightfully so, because they're squishy. They're so squishy. Because like one of my fairies like always seems to die, and the other one has to carry the weight like right towards the end. Yep, there you go. So that was the light fairy being too squishy and dying, and now Wink's gonna have to carry it right to the end. And that's something that happens with the dark fairy too. Like it's like one of the fairies always dies. The team doesn't fail, but I mean it always seems like one of those fairies dies. So it's always so frustrating. But let's see what happened here. Oh, that's not fair. Come on, get back in there. Get back in there. We're not going to do... that doesn't count. That doesn't count. All right, come on. Come on. Come on, Zap. You got this. Or Dazz. Dazz, you got this. I almost want to put them both, position-wise, I almost want to put both of them in the center anymore. I don't think they do as well on the end. I just don't think they deal as much damage. I might switch that up. I think they're much better being center stage with Rota. Just because of the nature that they're assassins. Come on, you got this. You got this. See, right now, when she's doing damage and ignoring defense, it's much better because, see, there's no shield up. So it's much, 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 much better for us overall. Oh, that's perfect. Nobody died. Thank you. Thank you. But you saw someone was almost about to die. And that's what's nice, man. The fairies can just carry each other. It's very, very nice. No, okay. So in this particular one, we Dazz outperformed Dazz outperformed the why is the position messed up? I don't know. Based on what I see here, I think that both of the fairies should be right next to Rota. On the inside of the formation. And that is 100% not the case. So, why is that? Why is the Archangel pretending to be Rota? Yeah, because he's right in. He's playing to the center. He should not be playing to the center. If you know why that happened, in the comments below, let me know. But I'm gonna switch it up right now. Because the Archangel should be off to the side, and the fairy should be in the center. And that is entirely possible why one of the fairies is dying all the time. Now that I'm actually watching this objectively and not just pushing a button and walking away, pushing a button and walking away, or looking away. At least I'm not really walking away from my desk. So I wonder if that'll change that. Man, I guess you know what? I probably should have been like, I don't know, something weird's going on. But when you're winning and it's under a minute, you know, you're not really paying too much attention. Let's look at this though. Okay, so I'm gonna switch those two, and we're gonna see what the formation looks like. It's so weird. I don't know why that. Oh, now they're both on the opposite side. What is going on? Something's glitchy there. Because, I mean, the Archangel, like, his resting spot is in the center. And it shouldn't be. I don't know. If you know, in the comments below, if you know what's going on there, let me know. But positioning is important as far as team comps go, right? So I don't know what happened there. Let's go back here and look at this. So let me see what happens here. My assumption is that the fairies will be both next to each other on the inside. Nope. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like the Archangel is leaving that center spot. Yeah, I'll take the Archangel off and put in the Nature Sniper. Man, that's super. I'm sorry, that just totally kind of got me off on a tangent, but that's I don't know why they did that. Because undoubtedly it makes the team slower. But now it's so much more consistent. I mean, as far as, like, because remember, I was telling you before, like, someone's always dying. So let me just take you out of there entirely. Put you here. Now, my assumption is, my thought process, it's not an assumption, my thought process is that the fairies will be in the center next to Rota, and everybody else will be in the outside. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so now that is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Exactly what we thought was going to happen happened. I have no idea why the Archangel glitched that up. That's something to keep an eye out, though. So you might want to be looking at that yourself, guys, if you see like some inconsistencies in performance as far as the team goes. Let's see if we can. So I beefed up Peregrine. I beefed up her shield tremendously in an attempt to have her be able to solo support in Steel Widow. And she's done a pretty good job, but I feel very insecure because of the dots. Her being the only protection out there. Interesting. All right, well, there you go. Found and solved a mystery. So, as always, thanks for watching the videos. Have a great day. Bye.